Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show.
That's what's up. The Towanna Murphy Show.
In the last 4 years, you've seen the true colors of everybody that didn't like us. So I'm not going to say names right now. But only thing I'm going to say is, you better hope your ass don't get in trouble. And you need Murphy to get you out of it.
That's what's up. The Towanna Murphy Show. Where you got to tune in. Want the real in your host. What's going on, man? She knows the most. Memphis and Mid-South, tune in, cause the diva is on.
That's what's up.
And good evening. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast 17 and Comcast 31. You can also watch the Towanna Murphy Show live on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, On Demand, YouTube, and Facebook Live. Now, if you would like to watch it directly from your Android or your Apple devices, all you have to do is go to your Apple Store, Google Store, whatever store you got. I ain't got no Apple, I got an Android. But if you go to your Apple Store, your Google Store, you can download the SVP TV app and you can get the show live right here, right now, as the show is live all over the world. And if you would like to advertise or sponsor the Towanna Murphy Show, you can call me directly on my business line. That's 901-437-2717. That's 901-437-2717. Good evening, everybody. It is June 1st, and we are now in the second half of election season. And being in the second half of election season, this is the general election. So we are in the general elections right now. And as people gear up this month to get ready to run their campaigns and to solicit your votes, we hope that you guys vote. No matter what you do, y'all, I suggest y'all go and vote. And I got to make sure I do that. We just make sure y'all go and vote. Because if you don't vote, you don't really have a say if you don't vote. Tonight we got a good story for you. Of course, many of y'all have been seeing it in the headlines. We've been talking about Monique and D.L. Hughley. I'll talk about that in a minute. And if you like to call in, you can. That's 901-437. Oh, no, wait, that's the wrong number. 901-244-6874. That's 901-244-6874. If you would like to call into the show, you can. You can watch the show all over the world. This is a global show. I'm excited to be on a national level with the Towanna Murphy Show. We got some good stuff that's coming right now, and I'm excited about it. And so we are going to discuss what's really going on with Monique and D.L. Hughley. But before I get to that, I just wanted to stress the mere fact that you have to vote. Voting is very important. You have to vote. If you don't vote, then you don't have a say, really. You really don't have a say. Most people complain about voting. I don't want to vote. They ain't going to do nothing. They ain't going to change nothing. How would you know if you don't vote? Our local elections is the most important elections. And so most people just only vote during the time that it's for the presidents, which is next year. So everybody want to go run and vote for the president. No. It's okay that we vote for the president, but it is our mere local elections that are so important because those are the ones that make the decisions for us in this election. They make the decisions for us. So when you guys decide you don't want to vote, I ain't voting, I ain't doing that, you got to vote. You got to vote. Our ancestors fought too hard for us to get to this day, and y'all don't understand that they come to the board every 10 years to decide if they still want women to vote. Y'all see what's going on in the news. Y'all see what's happening. We have mass shootings. It's an attack on the black and brown people. Whether y'all want to accept it or not, it is an attack on us. Hatred rampant through the United States like crazy. You don't know how many people don't like black and brown people. Y'all see it every day. Mass shootings here, mass shootings there. We had another mass shooting in Toulouse earlier today. So we have mass shootings everywhere, and it's just, they just targeting the black and brown people. We are a target right now because they think that they can do whatever they want to do to us. They think they can do that and get away with it. But if you notice, every time there is a white shooter, to be honest, it's a white shooter, he walks away scot-free, not a scratch, not nothing on him. He walks. He walks. They put him in handcuffs, take him over there to Burger King, give him a cheeseburger, and then they take him on to jail. But if there was a black shooter, he would have been dead on sight. Y'all know it, I know it, you know it, we all know it. He would have been dead on sight if that was a black brother that created a mass shooting that went into school and shot up kids. If it was a black brother shooting up a whole lot of white kids, and I'm just being honest, y'all. If there was a black brother shooting up a whole lot of white kids, he wouldn't have even made it outside the school. They would have killed him in the school. We know how society works. And it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse for us. So it's up to us to make those decisions and to change the momentum of the city, which means we have to vote in our local elections. Y'all see what happened when we elected Governor Bill Lee? Governor Bill Lee then put a bill out that says, hey, we can have permitless carry. Let all the black and brown people kill each other. By putting that permitless carry out there, he allowed us to get guns and do what we want to do without having a permit. So yeah, just let them all kill each other. It's okay that all the black folk just kill each other. That's all they doing is just opening the door for us. And we so stupid, we allow people to come in and we elect these folk to get in here and to do that. Now I will say this, all black people are not bad black people. All white people are not bad white folk. Let me just make that clear, because we do have some white people that have our interests, our best interests at heart. We have some black folk that have our best interests at heart. But we also got some black folk that will turn on us too. Y'all do know that, right? For a few $100s extra, they will turn on us and they will tell on us and they will do some underhanded stuff because they want that money. Makes them look good. I'm just being honest, y'all, and I'm just talking about what I'm talking about, because this is what's happening in our society today. You think they care about us? No, they don't care about us. And I said about a few shows back, the KKK don't have to do anything to us. They don't have to do anything to us. Know why? Because we killing each other. We killing each other. Crazy drive-by shootings. The Bible says if you have an art with your brother, you go to your brother and you settle that art. You don't go and get a gun and shoot up the doggone house. Kids there. Innocent people are being killed for what? Because a brother can't sit down and talk to that brother that he got an art with? Man, let's sit down, let's talk about this. They don't sit and talk about anything anymore. Know why? Because they just want to shoot. We have gotten to the point now that we can't even take a simple ass whooping. Let me just put it that way. Back in the day, you got an ass whooping, you got your ass whooped, you just got your ass whooped. You shake hands and you go do whatever you gonna do. Oh man, he whooped my ass today. He may not whoop my ass next week, but he whooped my ass today. But guess what? You still live to fight another day. These days, you don't even get to fight another day. In fact, you don't even get to fight because they shoot you before you get to fight, because it was talking. Y'all talking back and forth. What y'all say, y'all going back and forth. Talking. You gonna shoot this man because he fight, because he talking? And 9 times out of 10, you don't hit the target, you end up killing an innocent kid or somebody that don't have anything to do with the situation. Because we don't know how to settle situations like men anymore. We go back and back, we go neck and neck. I mean, we all guilty of it. We all guilty of it. At some point, we all are guilty of doing that kind of foolishness. We're guilty of it. We're guilty. But I ain't gonna try to kill nobody. I'm not gonna try to do that. I ain't gonna shoot you. If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna come on here. I'm gonna bring it on. Come on. Come on. But we don't do that anymore. We want to shoot each other. You want to take a life because you a punk. And some people say, it don't necessarily mean you're a punk. Yes, you are. You're a punk. You can't take it. You can't take it. Much stuff as I've been through, much stuff as I've been through, and it's like, okay, it is what it is. When you know you're not that person, and when you know that that's not the kind of person you are, and that's the things that you don't do, you know that's not you, why respond? Why respond to stuff that you know it's not you? Only people respond to foolishness only when you know you're guilty. When you're guilty of stuff, you respond to foolishness. Or when you're trying to clear your name, then you respond to the foolishness. You keep going on and on, because if the story is true, if the story is true, you're going to try to defend yourself. For what? If the story is a lie, why defend yourself? Because it's a lie. If it's a lie, there's no need to respond. I had to learn that the hard way, y'all. I'm telling y'all from experience. When it's a lie, there's no need to respond to lies. You only respond if it's true. If it's true, then you respond. But if it's a lie, why respond? That's what we doing on a normal basis, though. If y'all notice, some of y'all social media sites, and some of y'all know social media sites, because I'm on Facebook too, but some of y'all social media sites, y'all know that a negative response or something negative will get more responses than a positive. If I was being negative, I would have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of views if I was being negative. But since I'm not being negative, I get a few hundred. I get a few hundred because I'm not being negative. I'm not shooting shots at folk. There's no need to shoot shots at anybody. Y'all know what I've learned over these few years in the position in which I hold right now? Y'all know what I learned? I learned sometimes just shut up. Just shut up. You don't have to argue with nobody. You shut it down. You shut it down, they understand. They understand I didn't shut you down. You ain't got to talk to nobody. Just shut them down. Stop talking, because you know you ain't did it. You know you haven't said it. All you need to do is just shut it down. Don't say nothing. Let them talk. Because you ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing. But then you have messy people that's in your corner. Some of y'all have to recognize that too. You have messy people that's in your corner, and those messy people, girl, you know what she said about you? Ooh, you know what she said? And then they gonna send you the clip, or they gonna screenshot it and send it to you. Girl, you heard what she said about you? Girl, he said this. Girl, she said that. Then you don't need them in your corner. Anytime they can come and feed you the negativity, then you need to do away with them too, because they're not your friends. Real friends ain't gonna be entertaining. The real friends gonna be like, man, let them mess go. They're not gonna send it to you. They're not gonna even bring it to you. Real friends, people that you know that got your best interests, they're not gonna bring you no foolishness. They're gonna let that stuff ride. But of course, people think you their friends when they can come and feed you negativity. When they can feed you negativity. Towanna Murphy Show.
Hello, I was trying to reach out to Miss Towanna Murphy.
This is Miss Towanna Murphy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, Miss Towanna Murphy. I would like to say one thing that I know that you telling 100% truth. People thrives off negativity.
Yes, sir.
And we need to push more positive in the community. And I just think that you're doing a wonderful job as being a leader. And I just want to call and let you know, keep doing your thing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Y'all, my lines are open, 901-244-6874, 901-244-6874. I'm getting ready to go to a quick commercial break, and it's going to be just for a short period, quick commercial break. When I come back out of this commercial break, we're going to talk about Monique and D.L. Hughley and what happened with that situation the other day. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast 17, Comcast 31, and Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and all those other major digital outlets. I talk too fast. Digital outlets. Remember, news is news. Facts is facts. Miss Ruby sung the blues, and Towanna gonna bring you the news. I'll be right back right after this. And we're back. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show on SVP TV, Comcast 17 and 31. You can also watch the show on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, On Demand, YouTube, and Facebook Live. You can download the app at SVP TV. Go to your Google Store or your Apple Store, and you can download the SVP TV app, and you can watch the Towanna Murphy Show live right now as it is all over the world. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I have another call on the line. Caller, you're on the line.
Hello, Miss Murphy.
Hi.
This is Mr. Jones with DDJ Music.
Hey, Mr. Jones, how are you, love?
I'm doing fine. I just tuned in and I saw clips of the D.L. Hughley Monique situation. Now, as us in entertainment, we understand what it is to be last and what it is to be headliners. Myself, I sing with a group that have a problem. So I think Monique handled the situation somewhat in a professional way, but it was, to me, it got way out of hand.
Yeah.
So I don't know, the whole situation. I didn't watch the clip. I just only watched when she was, I guess talking to the promoter and D.L. Hughley bagged out. So I mean, it looked like the situation should have been handled more professionally than her going to the stage and addressing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like she should have just handled. Should have went to the promoter and talked to DL and hey, let's come to a meeting on the minds here instead of just taking it to the stage and on social media, because nowadays people take social media and see that video and say Monique shouldn't have did all of that, and it just blew up from there. So I think DL Hughley should have talked to her and say we can all work this out together. So that's my view on it. So I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but hey, that's my view on it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you so much. And I agree with Derek when he said that, because here's the thing with Monique and DL. The thing is, I think that Monique was out of pocket. Let me just be honest with you. She was out of pocket. She was out of pocket. She was wrong. Who do you think is the biggest celebrity out of DL Hughley and Monique? That's the key thing to this. Who do you think will sell the tickets as they headliner face? Would it be D.L. Hughley or would it be Monique? Now, I think that they got into a disagreement over who was headlining, whether it was Monique headlining or whether it was D.L. Hughley headlining, but that shouldn't have been the issue. The issue, if they had a problem, or Monique had a problem, like Derek said, if Monique had a problem with D.L. Hughley and who was headlining, they should have took that up with the promoter. The promoter should have specified who was the headliner. Now, I'm not sure if the promoter specified that and said, hey, Monique, you're the headliner, or D.L. Hughley, you're the headliner. I do know that it is a mess right now. Monique, she just got to where she's back on top. She just got to where they opened it up for her. And I think, this is my opinion, I think that Monique just kind of put herself back into the doghouse. Y'all know they had already kicked her out of Hollywood. They kicked her out. And then she turned around and go for this stuff with D.L. Hughley. I think that it was messy. This is my opinion to Monique. She was messy. I'm sorry, she was messy. But I also said that D.L. Hughley was messy too, because he came back and said something. So one of them should have been the bigger person. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if y'all got an opinion, you can call in 901-244-6874, 901-244-6874. I think that Monique went way overboard with it. That was out of order. It was disrespectful. I seen the clip myself. She was out of order and she was disrespectful. And I don't understand how you. Well, here's the thing with Monique. Monique should have took the high road with this. You just now getting back into Hollywood. They just now accepting you with all of the foolishness that you have caused and kicking people on the bus. And of course, they probably kicked you on the bus too. Either way it go, you just now getting back in. You're getting back in where they're booking you now and you're getting shows and you're in there. They haven't boycotted you yet. They open it up and let you back in, and then you turn around and do this foolishness. I would have taken the high road on that. It doesn't matter who's headlining. What matters is y'all all getting paid. Everybody's getting paid. It don't matter if you first or if you last. As long as you got the money that you was promised in that contract, it shouldn't have been a problem. D.L. Hughley presented his contract. He did. He presented it. So did Monique. She presented her contract. I don't think it should have went any further. Whoever it was, both of y'all got paid the same amount of money. It shouldn't matter who's who's the headliner. That shouldn't have mattered at all, because both of y'all had the same amount of time. So if Monique had an hour and 30 minutes, I'm quite sure D.L. Hughley had an hour and 30 minutes. It don't matter who's first. You got your money. Don't matter who's headlining. You got your money. So who's the biggest one? Would D.L. Hughley be bigger than Monique? Or is Monique bigger than D.L. Hughley? I don't know who's bigger. I don't know I would say D.L. Hughley been out there longer than Monique. Now that part I will say. He's been out there longer than Monique. Monique been doing it over 36 years, but I really think that DL have been out longer than her. But it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter who it is. Both of y'all have big names. We got to set a better example as role models, as leaders. And we didn't do that. She didn't show that. Neither. It's a sad situation. Let me just put it that way. It is a sad situation to see that. To hear what Monique said, because Monique was first. She came out before D.L. Hughley. It was a sad situation because it's like, damn, did she just do that? Damn, Monique. And that's exactly what I said. Damn, did she just do that? And she said, he back there whining. I know y'all heard it. He back there whining. I want to go first. All this kind of stuff she did. It was unnecessary. To me, it was unnecessary. I'm just telling y'all what I say. It's unnecessary. What she did, what she said, how she carried herself, it was unnecessary. It was foolish. It was foolish. And at some point, when do you say, all right, man, if you go headliner, then you headline. Or for DL to say, okay, Monique, if you headline it, then you headline. It doesn't matter. What's on that contract is on that contract. Y'all both got y'all money. And as long as you got your money, I don't care who headline. As long as I got my money, you can give me 30 minutes. As long as I got my money, I give you 30 minutes and walk on off like it's nothing. I don't care who headlining. I don't care. As long as I'm getting paid, I don't care. That's the mentality you have to have. But guess what? They so starstruck. A lot of people are starstruck. They want to be on top. They want to be the headliner. They want to do this. They want to do that. I see you. Let me go back, because I see it so often. I see our brothers and sisters stepping on each other's toes just to get to the top. I see them knocking somebody down because they want to be a headliner, or they just want to be on the show. I'm telling y'all, I see it. And I'm telling y'all I see it because it's happened to me several times with some artists. I'm just telling y'all. I'm telling y'all what I know and what I see, because it's happened to me. Did I get mad about it? Nope. Did I call those artists and say, I know what you did. You took $500 to get on the show just to knock me off? Nope. Know why? Because it ain't worth it. Know why it ain't worth it? Because when it's my time, it's my time. I'm not going to rush my time to get on the stage. I got so much other stuff to do. Singing and what I do in the artist world, that's a hobby for me. So that's not like, oh, I want to get on somebody's stage right now. I want to sing right now. Put me on the stage. Put me on the stage. If you don't put me on the stage, or I'll take the show for $300 just to get so-and-so off. Mm-mm. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Because everybody has a set time to be on top. Everybody has a set time to be a headliner. Everybody has a set time. And then some people ain't got no time. Some people ain't got no time. Some people just never be a headliner. But I think it's all about who wants the biggest name, who name in lights. Monique want her name in lights. D.L. Hughley want his name in lights. And guess what? At the end of the day, that all that responsibility falls back on the promoter, because the promoter should have laid it out it black and white. Who's the headliner? And from my understanding, I didn't see the picture. I didn't see the flyer. But somebody said that D.L. Hughley picture was bigger than Monique's on there. It don't matter. That don't matter. What matters is they got paid. That's what matters. What matters is they got paid. People got paid. They got paid. Monique got paid before she hit the stage. DL got paid before he hit the stage. You got paid, so it don't matter who's a headliner, because whatever was in your contract, that's what they gave you. Monique, whatever was in DL Hughley's contract, that's what they gave him. So it shouldn't matter who hit the stage first, who hit the stage last. It shouldn't matter, because you got your money. And I think that was disrespectful, because Monique was out there first. And I think that was just disrespectful on her behalf, which means, to me, she started it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. To me, Monique started it, and D.L. Hughley wanted his lick back. He wanted his lick back. To me, she started it. But it was a sad day in the world of comedians. Sad day to see them go head to head like that. We got too much other stuff to deal with than to see people that we look up to. Well, no, I just watch them. When you see people look up to, that you look up to, that you respect, and you see them out there and they made it, and then you turn around and you find, and they out there bickering and fighting against each other, talking about each other on national TV, national stages. National stages, that shows me what kind of people you are. I mean, you come on, Monique, come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Or maybe her husband, because somebody said, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because people trying to sue you for stupid stuff. Allegedly, somebody said her husband pumped her head up. That her husband in her ear. Allegedly, somebody said that. Allegedly. Somebody said her husband was in her ear. That he was in her ear telling her, listen, you need to be the headline. Y'all know how men are when you got a famous woman, famous wife, famous husband. You need to be the headline. You need to do this first. I think he calls that. I think he calls that, I swear. I think he was in there. Allegedly, somebody said that he was in her ear, boosting her up, telling her, you need to be a headliner. Nah, don't matter. Both of them got big names. Don't matter. Then she spoke on D.L. Hughley, and she said something about Kings of Comedy. You won first on the Kings of Comedy. It doesn't matter. Because see, it didn't matter who was the headliner on Kings of Comedy because they all shared the same. They all shared that platform. All of them got big names, so they all shared the platform. And that flips you right back to what Cheryl Underwood said some years ago when they didn't know she was on the line. And she heard them talk about her. Cheryl Underwood never even spoke a word. She listened to them talk about her like a dog, and she never responded. She heard them. She heard some more of them talking about her like a dog. They didn't know that Cheryl Underwood was on that line. Cheryl didn't say nothing. Cheryl listened. And Cheryl hung up the phone. And Cheryl didn't say another word. She didn't even react to what they were saying. And because she didn't react to all the negativity that Samornan was saying about her on that line, look where she is. And look where they are. I'm just speaking facts here. Y'all, I'm speaking facts. I'm not straying away from the facts. These are facts. So I think that D.L. Hughley did respond. D.L. did respond. I'm telling y'all he responded. He did. We came right back out there because she thought that he was not going to say anything. She thought that, but he responded. And if I was D.L., but you know what? Let me say this. I got to say this. Because she was on the stage first, she had already hyped up that crowd. So D.L. Hughley didn't have a choice but to come back out swinging because she had already had them rattled before she walked off that stage. So D.L. Hughley didn't have a choice, actually. He had to come back and say something because she left it all on the stage for him. So him coming behind Monique, he had to come hard because of how she left that stage. And if that was me, I would have done the same thing. If I had to come after somebody that just dogged me on the stage and I have to come after them, guess what? I got the last word. So guess what? I'm going to go ahead and lay in on them. Since I got the last word, you came first, I'm going to come second. I'm behind you, and you ain't got nothing else to say. Oh, you done? You off the stage? I got the floor. Oh, yeah, I'm finna weigh you out. Because I didn't have a choice. Monique gave him no choice but to come at him. She gave him no choice. So she had to fight. He had to come back and say something to how Monique left that stage. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. She had to come back. He had to do what he had to do. I keep saying she, but he, D.L. Hughley, had to come back because she left that stage wide open for him. She left the stage wide open. And I think that it is a shame that we have to see that. We have to see that disrespect coming from a woman. I mean, sure, we all have our problems. We do. I don't strike unless you come at me. And that's one thing about me. I'll let y'all know that. I don't strike unless you come at me. If I've tried to reconcile, if I try to talk to you, if I try to settle or fix the issue, I don't strike unless I have to. And I tell people that all the time. People only see what I did, but they don't see what happened prior to. I try so many different ways to shut it down. If I can't shut it down, then I have to come hard. And I try not to do that. I try to stay silent and just let it play out. But sometimes people will make you come hard. Because if you've tried to settle a situation and it can't get resolved, and then when I snap off, everybody, oh, there she go. Who done messed with Towanna? Tawanna up. Who done left the gate open? Tawanna going off. Who done did this? Tawanna going off. Who said this? Tawanna going off. Now everybody's into it. Everybody's in tune to what I'm saying because I'm snapping off. And I shouldn't have to snap off. Because we are all adults here. And we should be able to sit down and talk about situations. Yes, I've done some stuff out of pocket, but I've done stuff out of pocket because it was forced upon me. And there's no way I could have settled it because it wouldn't be settled. Even if I tried, I've tried. I've tried so many times to settle stuff, and I can't get it settled, and then it gets worse. Even though I'm trying to settle it behind closed doors, but it gets worse and it gets worse. And then they make you out the villain. They make you out to be the villain. And I'm just telling y'all what Monique did to D.L. Hughley. And that's exactly what she did. She put that mess on the table for him, and he had no choice but to come back behind her and try to redeem himself. So in situations, you got to redeem yourself, and he had to redeem himself. I would have done the same thing. If somebody would have done that before me and they on the stage, she on the stage, and he said some disrespectful stuff about me, or she said some disrespectful stuff about me, and I got to come behind them, oh yeah, I'm going to act a fool. Because they left the stage hot. Monique left the stage hot. And because she left that stage hot, D.L. had to come behind her. And he came behind her. And when he came behind her, he did what he needed to do. I'm sorry. Most people would say D.L. should have took the high road. I don't know. I don't know because, number one, I don't think he was expecting Monique to go that route. I don't think D.L. was expecting that. I really don't think he was expecting that. I think that he was letting it ride off or letting it roll off. You know, like, okay, we talked about this behind stage. Let's not take this to the stage. Let's just leave it behind closed doors and we'll settle it after the show. But I think Monique decided she gonna settle it right there on the stage. And she did it just before she finished her set. So D.L. Hughley couldn't come out and do his regular routine the way he had it set up. He had to switch it up because he had to respond to that. She left the stage like that. You leave the stage hot. If you leave that stage hot, guess what? I'm going to leave it hotter. I'm telling you that right now. You leave the stage hot, baby, I'm going to leave it hotter. Especially you coming for me and you came first. Oh, yeah, I'm going to leave the stage hotter. But my thing is this. If it was a situation that was happening behind the stage, behind closed doors, nobody knew about it but DL and Monique, then that's where it should have stayed. It should have stayed, and they should have dealt with that after the show. I wouldn't have dealt with that like that. I wouldn't have handled that like that. I'd been like, well, let's just deal with this behind the show. Hey, I got my money. I ain't complaining. Come on, I got it. You the headliner? Okay, there it is. There it is. You the headliner. I got my money. You the headliner, DL. Go ahead, let you do it. Be the headliner. I got paid. I ain't worried about that. So I think that's it's stupidity on them. I'm sorry, I didn't say me. I ain't Monique. I wasn't in this situation. But I'm saying it's stupidity. It was stupidity on Monique's behalf. It was stupidity, I'm sorry. And she can say what she want to say. It was stupidity. She shouldn't have done it. She shouldn't have done that. I just don't think she should have done it. And some people agree and say she should have. No, she shouldn't have done it. Everybody got paid. Contract is a contract. They all got paid in that contract. So guess what? If she did, she did. I mean, she got paid. She got paid. Come on, y'all. It shouldn't matter who was first. But I guess everybody's so thirsty. And I'm saying thirsty because Monique have already made it. D.L. Hughley have already made it. So why y'all thirsty for fame? Why are you thirsty to be a headliner? You already there. You already made it to Hollywood. Hollywood have already opened it up for you. You back on track. You got all these people rooting for you. 50 Cent rooted for you, Monique. Tyler Perry apologized. Lee apologized. You're back where you wanted to be. They opened it up. 50 Cent went to bat for you, Monique. He went to bat for you. And this the thanks you get for helping you get back on your feet. Get back to where you was. And you're going to destroy it. I think she hung herself. So she may be blackballed from the comedian world. She may be blackballed from the comedian world because that was disrespectful of her. Sometimes we burn our own bridges. We do it sometimes. Sometimes we burn I've burned some bridges that I had to go back and fix because it was my fault. And the key thing is this: sometimes we have to humble ourselves when we've done something wrong. The one thing we don't do is that we don't humble ourselves and we don't go say, I'm sorry. We are so, I would say prideful. I think that's the word I want to use. Prideful. We're prideful. And being prideful will hurt you if you can't just sit back and say, I'm sorry. I've said I'm sorry to a whole lot of folk. I said I'm sorry to some folk I didn't even do nothing to. They was mad at me for no reason. But guess what? I went and said I'm sorry even though I didn't do anything. But I said I was sorry. Don't know what I was saying I was sorry for, but I said I was sorry. Because guess what? That's not on my head. I've said I'm sorry. I've done with it. That's on you, which way you take it. That's on you which way you go with it. But I've learned to humble myself and say, I'm sorry. So in the position I'm in, I'm not afraid to say I'm sorry. I'm not afraid to say I've messed up. I'm not afraid to say that. Because I'm open to that. I'll say it in a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Or I'll go back and correct it. Many of y'all know that. I'll go back and correct a mistake. If I made a mistake, I will go and correct it. And somebody will say, well, Towanna, you know, this has happened. You said this wrong. Okay, my bad. Let me go fix it. I'll fix it. I don't have a problem fixing what I broken if I broke it. But if I didn't break it, oh, I ain't going to fix it. You got to fix it. I ain't going to fix it if I didn't break it. But some of us don't. We got too much pride. Pride in ourselves. I ain't apologizing. I ain't doing this. I don't have to. I'm this. I'm that. Sometimes you got to humble yourself. And I think that Monique, at this time, she got to humble herself. She's going to have to humble herself. Or she's going to be blackballed out of the comedian world. As Ricky Smiley said earlier today, it's a sad day for the comedian world. Sad day. Because they weren't expecting that. And I think that it needs to be, well, it's been addressed because a lot of people have been addressing the situation. So it's been addressed. It has. It's been addressed. Now, where they go from here, I don't know. Will they blackball Monique again? I don't know. But Monique needs to humble herself. I'm sorry, Monique. She needs to humble herself. She really do. I think, like I said, allegedly her husband is in her ear. And I just think that she needs to humble herself a little bit more. Because Monique got an issue. Monique got problems. She got issues. She really do. Yeah, I got to get ready to go into my next commercial break so that I could get ready to wrap this thing up. But I got to go into my next commercial break. And again, if y'all want to call, that's fine. 901-244-6874, because y'all know I can talk. I don't need my lines over. I can talk. But y'all can call in 901-244-6874, 901-244-6874. Remember, news is news. Facts is facts. Miss Ruby sung the blues. It's Towanna gonna bring you the news. I'll be right back right after this.
Hello, I'm attorney Misty L. O'Neill. It has been a privilege and an honor working alongside my father at the law office of Daryl J. O'Neill and Associates. Here at the law office of Daryl J. O'Neill and Associates, attorney Daryl O'Neill is an experienced attorney who has laid years of foundational work to help build his community. At the law office of Daryl J. O'Neill and Associates, we strive to bring excellence to you through hands-on experience, quality care, and hard work. Our main focus is medical malpractice, social security disability, employment discrimination, personal injury, automobile accidents, workers' compensation, wills, and contracts.
Hi, I'm Daryl O'Neill, and I'm working for you.
And we're back. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast 17, Comcast 31. You can also watch the show on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, on demand, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live. You can download the app, the SVP TV app, from your smartphones. Go to your Google Play Store, your Apple Store, and download SVP TV, and you can watch the show live right now as we are filming it. Again, we were talking about Monique and D.L. Hughley. I've gotten some responses about what was going on with that situation. Again, I just think that Monique is being a little bit big-headed with this. I think that she overshooting it. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I don't have to go on hours and hours about her because she's just overshooting it. And I think that she needs to humble herself. She needs to settle that. She needs to calm all the way down. Monique got something going on. She needs to calm all the way down with this foolishness. There's just too much foolishness right now. And that's the last thing we need right now in these days is that kind of foolishness right now. We don't need it. It is foolishness to me. I'm sorry. I am sorry. It is foolishness. It's foolishness. And some of y'all probably gonna disagree with me, but it's foolishness, Monique. It's being foolish. I'm sorry. She just is. She's just lashing out at folk. It is what it is. I can't do nothing else with it. I can't change it. I can't do anything about it. It is what it is. And I can leave that situation right where it is. Because that's what it is. Now, call it what you want to call it. Say what you want to say. I'm just telling y'all what's the real deal about that. Monique was out of pocket. She was wrong. I don't know if it's a clout thing. Somebody got to be bigger than the other. Both of them got big names. It shouldn't have mattered who went first. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, it shouldn't have mattered who went first. D.L. Hughley or Monique. It don't matter who should have went first. It don't matter who headlined it. It just should have been a good show. Nobody should have been bickering at each other. It should have been just an amazing show that people want to sit back and watch the show and not watch Monique throw punches at D.L. and not watch D.L. throw punches at Monique. It just shouldn't be. We got too many other issues to deal with than to deal with this foolishness right here. We got too much stuff to deal with. People want to go to a show. We want to laugh. We want to kick back, drink our drinks, do whatever we're going to do, and watch a good comedy show. It is what it is. Can't change it now. It's done. What's done is done. We can't change it. Can't change the fact of what she did. Can't change it. What it is what it is. What's done is done. And now, bow. We right back at square one. They gonna boot Monique tail right on out of comedian world. Now she finna be banned again. She should be tired of being banned. But she is gonna be banned again. She need to shut up. Can I say that? Yeah, Monique, she just need to shut up. Monique just need to shut up. I'm sorry. She just need to shut up. I like her. Don't get me twisted. I like Monique. But Monique need to shut up. Sometimes certain stuff just don't need to be said. I had to learn that, y'all. I'll tell y'all that all the time. I had to learn certain stuff. Certain stuff just don't need to be said. Even if I feel like saying it, if I want to say it, it just don't need to be said. Leave it alone. Let it go. We say stuff sometimes because we just want that attention. I've said stuff sometimes that I wanted attention from. I have. But all attention is not good attention. And I've said some stuff that got some negative attention. But you have to learn. You learn from your mistakes. And I've made a lot of mistakes. But I've also learned from them, because life is about making mistakes. You're going to make I'm quite sure I'm going to make some more mistakes. I know I am. I know I'm going to make some more mistakes. I know it. But I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Monique is not perfect, but Monique took that too far. Monique, this ain't even about being perfect. It's not even about making mistakes. Monique just wanted to be messy. She just wanted to be messy. And felt that she had to attack D.L. Hughley. That was messiness to me. But of course, who am I? You know how most people say, Towanna, you make your mistakes all the time. You said some stuff. Of course I have. We all have. Nobody's perfect here. That's our problem. Everybody think they perfect, and then you're going to judge somebody else about what somebody else did. You're going to judge me about what I've done. We're judging Monique. Yeah, I'm judging Monique. I am. I'm judging Monique because she shouldn't have taken that out on D.L. Hughley. She should have taken it out on the promoter. That was not her call. It wasn't Monique's call. Whatever her issue was, it should have been dealt with the promoter, not with D.L. Hughley. So yeah, I'm judging Monique because that was out of pocket. She should have discussed that with the promoter, not with D.L. Hughley. And whatever that contract said, they should have went by that contract. So if the contract said D.L. Hughley is the headliner, then D.L. Hughley should have been the headliner. If the contract said Monique was the headliner, then Monique should have been the headliner. But for Monique to come after D.L. Hughley, that was out of pocket. That was wrong. It wasn't his fault. It was the promoter's fault, not D.L.'s fault. Now I'm going to take up for D.L. on that one. I'm taking up for him on that one because it wasn't his fault. But of course, that's the spat, that's the spill that's going on right now. I seen some of the comments, oh, she right. No, she not. Y'all know she not. Everybody that said Monique was right, y'all, she wrong. She wrong. I'm going to call it how I see it. She wrong. She dead wrong. She should have went to the promoter, not DL. But that's the kind of foolishness we get when we deal with stuff like that. It is what it is, y'all. Daniel, y'all, it is. It just is. It is. Deal with that promoter. Don't deal with DL. He ain't do it. The promoter did it. Her beef should be with the promoter, not DL. But of course, she took it out on DL. And now we got this whole mess going on. All over again. Mess. Now we got this gossip back in there. At first it was the gossip about Will and Chris. Now we got the gossip about Monique and DL. Come on, y'all. Come on, folk. We got enough to deal with. I'm just saying. We got enough to deal with. Why we keep going through the same stuff over and over and over? Hatred, jealousy. That's what this is. Hatred, jealousy, and somebody want to be on top. Somebody want their name to be highlighted. They want their name in lights. Both of y'all name in lights. So it shouldn't matter at this point because both names are in lights. So it shouldn't be an issue with that. But she made it an issue. She made it an issue. That's been the topic for all day today. That's all I've been seeing. That's all I've been hearing in my news feeds. That's all I've been seeing with popping up on my phone, on my news stuff. It's is what happened with Monique and D.L. Hughley. So of course you couldn't avoid it because it's out there. And I'm done with that situation. She out of pocket, she wrong. That's it. On to more news. Project Let's Read. My summer reading camp starts June 8th. It was supposed to start today, but it starts June 8th. Sign-ups for Project Let's Read is Monday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. At the Roberta Jackson Community Center, 1300 East Polk in West Memphis. Sign-ups is Monday, so I'll be there from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. It's from kindergarten to 5th grade, and it's for Memphis and West Memphis. So if you have a child that cannot read, that's having trouble with reading, that did not pass their state test, because trust, it's a lot of kids having problems with reading that they cannot read. It's a lot of kids, a lot of kids. I have a reading program for kindergartners to 5th grade. Sign-ups is Monday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then classes start on June 8th. It is to help your child read. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care how many summer camps there is. There's a lot of, I see some people say, my kid in summer camp. Y'all kid, summer camp ain't teaching y'all kid to read. Summer camp teach y'all kids something else. Summer camp is good for kids that's not behind in reading and math. But we got a lot of kids that cannot read. Kids cannot read by the time they get to the 2nd grade. They are, I don't want to use that word. Let me change that word. Because I was going to say another word. So let me just switch that word over. Let me see how I want to say it. Let me just change the whole sentence. Our kids are not reading by the 2nd grade. 11% of our kids have passed their state test, which means all of our kids, which means 75% of the kids can't read and can't do basic math. Penmanship is off and can't do cursive writing. My summer reading program, I teach basic reading, basic math, penmanship, and cursive writing. Our kids don't have a signature. They don't know how to write in cursive. Our high school kids don't know how to write in cursive because they took cursive writing out of school. So my summer camp, I go back to teaching them the basics. My 3rd through 5th graders learn how to write in cursive. By the end of my summer camp, they can write, they can sign, they have a signature because I make them sign documents for me with their signatures because they have to have a signature instead of printing their signature. Our kids don't have a signature. Our kids cannot write in cursive. Our high school kids cannot write in cursive. They cannot write. Half of our high school kids can't even read at the 3rd grade level. They can't read at 3rd grade level. These are high school kids. They're graduating. We got high school seniors reading at a 3rd grade level that graduated, going to college and can't read, can't understand a simple sentence, don't know what a noun, pronoun, a verb, action, verb, adjective is. They don't know what action words or action verbs are. They don't know. But they leaving, they graduate. Know why? Because that No Child Left Behind Act left our kids behind because they moved them to the next level on their age level, not what they know, not their knowledge, age level. And now we have an issue. So here's the thing, people. Here's the thing. If they can keep our kids in bondage, then that's what they will do. If they can keep our kids working in factories, then that's what they will do. If they can keep our kids poor, then that's what they will do. If they don't learn to read and write, why do you think we got so much crime and violence in our cities? Because these young men and young women can't read or write. They can't. So the next best thing to them is to cause chaos, gang banging, robbing, stealing, killing, because they're embarrassed that they can't read and write. Now, whether y'all want to recognize it or not, it all ties into education. Somebody told me a few weeks ago, no, it don't want to crime and violence don't come to education. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because if a child can't read and write, it goes right into crime, violence. That's what that stimulates from. That's what the problem is. So we have to fix the problem. And to fix the problem is to educate our kids. That's how we fix the problem. But we catch them in the early stages. So I am catching them from kindergarten to 5th grade because that's where we catch them at. We don't catch them when they get to middle school. We don't catch them when they get to high school because they're already lost. Now, some of them we can save. We can bring them back into the fold. But some of these kids we cannot save because it's too late for them. And even if we tried, it will be difficult for us. So I decided to take the reading program and catch them in the early stages so it won't be so hard for them when they get to the 6th grade, when they get to the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. It won't be so hard for them because they can comprehend. They can read. They know basic math. Did y'all know that these kids could not tell time? Did y'all know that? 7th and 8th graders, they couldn't tell time. Digital, yeah, they see it because they got a phone. They got something in front of them. But if they see the second hand, the small hand and the big hand, they don't know which is which. They cannot tell time. They don't know that 1 is 5, 2 is 10, 3 is 15, 4 is 20 on that second hand clock. They don't know how to tell time on the second hand clock. Give a high school student that test and watch they fail. Because they know all of this digital stuff. They don't know how to tell time if they had a second-hand watch. They don't know it. They can't tell time. So this is the problem that we're having right now. So Project Let's Read sign up is June 6th, Monday, June 6th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. At the Roberta Jackson Community Center, located at 1300 East Polk in West Memphis, Arkansas. It is for Memphis and for West Memphis. Let me tell y'all something about me. I would drive 30, 40 minutes to get my child to learn. If my child did not learn nothing this summer and my child can't read or do basic math, I don't care where I have to drive to. I will make that sacrifice to get my child to where my child needs to be so that my child can learn. I don't understand you parents today. Oh, girl, that's too far. I can't come across the bridge. But your child can't read. Your child failed the 3rd grade. But you can't bring your child across the bridge, which is only 6 miles away? You can't drive your child across the bridge to come to a reading program when your child just failed the 3rd grade? Again? But you're going to call me and tell me, girl, I can't come across the bridge, that's too far for my kids to come and learn to read. But your child is repeating the 3rd grade for the 2nd time. I will go to the end of the world for my son if he couldn't read and do math. I would do whatever I needed to do to make sure Ethan learns everything he needs to learn. I don't care what it is, how it is, when it is. I will make time for my baby to learn, to read and write, do basic math and penmanship. I will do whatever it takes to make sure my son learns it. But some of y'all, I can't, my son can't make it. I ain't finna drive across that bridge. Oh, that's too much. But then you call me and when we do private tutoring with your kids, I'm not doing any private tutoring. Let me just make that clear. If you can't bring your child to the reading program, I'm not doing any private tutoring. You're not going to take up that much of my time. Because my time, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to these kids every summer. I'm giving these kids my time. Teaching them how to read and do math and penmanship and cursive writing. I'm giving these kids my time. I am there because I see a need. We have a problem. Our kids can't read and write. We have a problem. And yet still some of you parents tell me you ain't gonna drive across the bridge, which is only 6 miles, for your kid to learn? Then something is wrong with you as a parent. Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you as a parent. I am blessed. I'm blessed because I have a 7-year-old. My 7-year-old has an IQ of 110, which means he's 25 points from being a genius at 7 years old. Because during the pandemic, I didn't let him slide. I taught him words, spelling words, reading. Some big words he may have trouble with here and there, but he knows what the word means. He may have a slight problem with pronouncing it because it's got more than 12 letters, but he's 7. But he still can pronounce the word. And if he don't, he's going to try it. If he can't pronounce it, he's going to try it. He's not going to let the word sit there and say, I don't know. Oh, he's going to try to pronounce it. And he's going to get close to it. Because I work with my son on math. My son is 7. He's working on division right now. 7. We're working on division. After we're done with division, we're going into fractions. He's 7. Know why? Because I took that time with my baby to read and write. And some of y'all parents can't drive across the bridge, a 6-mile drive to get your child to the summer camp this summer so your son or your daughter can learn to read and write. That I don't know what's wrong with you. You have the issue. It's not your child, it is the parents. I put that on you as the parents because it's an open opportunity for your child to learn to read, to write, do basic math and cursive writing. I put that on you as a parent. I'm sorry. And I'm passionate when it comes to these kids learning. You want to make me mad? Mess with my kids. You want to make me mad? Mess with my babies, and we gonna have a problem. Now, sign-ups is Monday, June 6th, at the Roberta Jackson Community Center, 1300 East Polk in West Memphis, Arkansas. I will be there from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bring your child to sign up. If your child cannot read or write, had trouble in school this year, y'all run them to summer camps because you want to get rid of them. No, run them to some type of place where they're gonna read and write. We got kids failing at the 2nd grade. Then you call me, my son, he failed the 3rd grade twice. Can you do private tutoring because I can't drive across the bridge? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. If your son is not worth driving across the bridge for a reading program to teach your son how to read and do basic math, then you don't want your son to learn. I'm not going to take up my time to do that when it's offered to you. I'm not going to do that. You're not going to take my time up for that when you can just bring them across the bridge. You want me to come to you. No, ma'am. No, ma'ams. No, sirs. I'm not doing that. Bring your child to the reading program. I'm not doing any private tutoring this year. Y'all took up my time last year, but you're not going to take up my time this year. I'm not going to make it convenient for you. I'm not going to make it convenient for you this year. This year, you will not take up my time. Now, you bring your child, sign your child up, and I'll be there for them. And that's it. I got to get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching the Towanna Murphy Show. I'll be right back here on Monday. If you would like to advertise or sponsor the Towanna Murphy Show, you can call me directly on my business line, which is 901-437-2717. That's 901-437-2717. It is storming out there. Y'all, I got to get out of here. Remember, news is news. Facts are facts. Miss Ruby sung the blues, and Towanna going to bring you the news. Until Monday, good night and better tomorrows.
SVPGD.